Well, it's safe to say in theme parks, it is not uncommon to see movies or television shows make their way into theme parks as rides, attractions, shows, etc., as that has become the norm, whether you're talking about Universal Studios, Disney World, or other theme parks. But sometimes it does happen in the inverse, as we look over at Disney, as they had Pirates of the Caribbean was a ride that became a popular movie franchise, and Disney has tried to copy this method in the past as well, with different properties in their parks into movies, which has been met with not the greatest of success. But there's a video here by a YouTube channel called DQ that brings up an interesting idea of what maybe Universal is doing with part of Epic Universe that I wanted to look at real quick and just get some thoughts on. So, hi, I'm Jared with Caption Magic. And again, this is a video here by DQ, and I'm playing the video here. His video here will be linked in the description. I wanted to play the video first to give him credit for this and not just regurgitate what he had said, but to play it, put it in his own words, and give some thoughts on it because I think it's an interesting idea. I don't know if I completely agree with it, but it is something that is a plausible thing here. So I'm just going to play it. This is midway. It's a 10-minute long video roughly. This is halfway through it. What it's talking about is maybe the purpose of Dark Universe being an Epic Universe here.
At Dark Universe, or the name itself, Dark Universe. Sound familiar? If it doesn't, there's a good reason. Let's go back in time to May 22nd, 2017. On that Monday, Universal posted this image on its social media accounts. It was a publicity photo of 5 Hollywood A-listers who would be the foundation of a new series of films based on iconic horror characters. It would feature Russell Crowe as Dr. Jekyll from Dr. Jekyll and Hyde, Johnny Depp as the Invisible Man. Tom Cruise would star in a remake of The Mummy, which would be the first film that would launch a new cinematic universe called
I mean, he does have a point here in that the Dark Universe is the exact same name that they did use for this Dark Universe world they were setting up. That is true.
Everything seemed set up for success, but only a month later, Universal's grand vision fell apart in front of their eyes as The Mummy released to negative reviews and bombed at the box office. With that, plans for the Dark Universe were scrapped as Universal cut its losses and moved on. This failure taught all of Hollywood a valuable lesson. You can't simply create a cinematic universe out of thin air and expect audiences to get excited. You need to get people invested in the stories, worlds, and characters first. And what's one of the best ways to get people?
I agree with that sentiment, and I think that's a mistake. I think the MCU is caused a lot of these places to think like, oh, we're going to start our own universe. When you actually look at the MCU, what launched it was a singular great movie in Iron Man, and that's what launched the rest of them because it was a movie that originally was very well done. So I think a lot of times they want to create this universe and they just assume, oh, okay, well, here's the first movie in the slate of movies we're doing. You know, this is still going on with the DC universe that James Gunn's doing over at Warner Brothers. They've already announced this slew of movies they're going to do, but I think you should concentrate on, you know, one good movie first to launch it, and then the next movie, and just instead of looking bigger picture. So, I agree with that point there.
Interested in an IP?
Dark Universe, a world where Universal's classic monsters are reimagined in an ominous and chilling experience.
Which finally brings us back to today, June 2024, 7 years after the disaster that was The Mummy. Universal announces Dark Universe, not the cinematic universe they promised nearly a decade ago, but an immersive theme park experience for fans both young and old. This is the genius of Dark Universe. Because though Hollywood traditionally uses movies and shows as marketing for its theme parks and consumer products, Universal is flipping that model on its head by using theme park experiences to draw audiences to its movies and shows. Universal is betting big that visitors will fall in love with.
Now, I just want to say this is his opinion. I think he does say this later on in the video, but like, there's nothing that is. I haven't found anything that supports that this is what Universal is doing. I think this is his opinion about what they're doing. And it is, if this is the case, I mean, it would be the first time that on purpose, you know, like for a theme park attraction or land has been built with this specific purpose for it to also be implemented into movies and TV shows. Now, I don't know if I completely buy that. And if you look at Disney, with Pirates of the Caribbean wasn't created to create pirate movies. It was just a popular attraction over the years that people loved that they decided to try this with. And to be honest, the only reason that one worked, let's be real, is Johnny Depp as Jack Sparrow. That is the whole reason that entire thing even remotely worked, was that because they also tried it with Tomorrowland. They also tried it with Haunted Mansion a couple of times. And I think there may be another. I think Tower of Terror was another one as well that had been met with not the best of results. So if this is the way they're going, this would be a new thing in terms of it being created specifically for this reason. But I just want to put that little note in there.
With the characters and attractions of Dark Universe, that they will become such massive fans of Frankenstein, the Wolfman, and Dracula that they'll be lining up on opening night when their respective movies releases.
Let's be on opening day of Epic Universe.
When Epic Universe opens its doors in 2025 and Dark Universe grows in popularity, it's only a matter of time before Universal makes the formal announcement reintroducing to the world the long-dormant Dark Universe. I believe that Universal never gave up on its dream for its very own cinematic universe. After the staggering success of the MCU, who wouldn't want to have a cinematic universe of their own? That's why they kept the name all this time. They waited for the dust to settle and are now going about it in a more clever and discreet way, having learned from their previous failures. Will this second time be a monstrous success or a complete nightmare? Only time will tell.
Yeah, it's an interesting idea. I can see now. I think this is the only video. The channel again is called DQ. This one has 28,000 views. So go check out the video. Go subscribe over there if you want to subscribe there. I have a feeling. Okay, I have a hard time buying that Universal created the Dark Universe with a specific purpose for it to become a movie or TV, franchise. I think very well you could create something like that with the idea that this could become that. But I don't know. You would have to establish that this land is a giant success and would, be servicing a demand there that people say, oh my gosh, I want to see more of this. Now, I'm not saying it's not possible. I'm saying I don't see them opening Epic Universe and then a year later saying, oh, by the way, Dark Universe movie franchise, we're starting that right now because this is loved so much. I think it would take, if this is what they're doing, which I'm not really convinced that it is, I would assume this would be like a 5-year plus thing. If that is the thinking behind this is something you would have in your back pocket. Like if this is really successful, we could do this, because you're talking about these are, established characters in the sense of Frankenstein, and all these characters have been around for a very long time. So reintroducing them and seeing the crowd or I guess the guest experience of them is one thing. Now, I'm actually very excited for Dark Universe. I'm not like a monsters person or anything like that, but I think Dark Universe is one of the most unique looking lands I've seen in a theme park, potentially from what we've seen, obviously, that I've ever seen. So I think the potential of people loving this land is really high. Now, just because people love this land potentially doesn't also mean they want to see an entire movie franchise of these characters. Those sometimes are two different, very different things. And there's a lot of things that go into making a successful movie franchise, one of which would be good writing, good directing. There's a lot of things that go into, what makes movies good and what can make a land good versus a movie really good. I get what he's saying. I don't necessarily know if I buy that. And again, I haven't found any information that I've come across that has said this is exactly what Universal is wanting to do. I think this is an interesting theory. And obviously, we'll have to wait and see how this plays out. It very well could be the point of this. Now, having the same names, it very well just could have been we had a movie franchise or a movie universe we were wanting to build that didn't work out. But we do like that name. Let's just put it in here because it does make sense that this would be, it's a land in the theme park. This is the Dark Universe. Like it could just be as simple as that. But go check out the video here. It'll be linked in the description, and check that out. So yeah, so that's going to do it for this video. And if you like this video, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, as we do lots of coverage of Epic Universe, Universal Studios, Disney World, and pop culture around here. And let us know in the comments, do you think that they're introducing the Dark Universe into Epic Universe to create their own, monsters universe on the movie side? So until next time, we will see you in the parks.